coordination, an exceptional touch of the ball, and every area 3 yards around Zidane, you could give him the ball where you want it. He puts it down and plays.
Can you picture the world's top footballer going unnoticed by scouts? Zinedine Zidane, the legendary player, nearly got overlooked. Is it fortunate or unfortunate, and how did he step up? Let's find out. You know, it's interesting when you think about Zinedine Zidane, or Zizou, as he's often called. He's a legend in the football world, but his path to becoming one of the all-time greats wasn't exactly a walk in the park. Believe it or not, there were moments when even top-notch scouts didn't see his potential. It just goes to show that talent can sometimes be a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. So, Zinedine Zidane was born on June 23, 1972 in Marseille, France. He was quite a football enthusiast from a young age and started his journey with a local club called US Saint-Henri. Then in 1983, he switched gears and joined Septembre-les-Vallons, where he practiced and improved his abilities for 3 years. But the real game changer was when he got picked by Caen's youth academy, where he spent another 3 years. You know, it's kind of surprising, but Zidane's early career didn't quite have the spotlight you'd expect for someone as talented as him. He started his professional journey with Caen when he was just 17 and even netted a goal in his very first match. But oddly enough, his performances didn't really catch the eye of the big European clubs. In March 1992, Zidane moved to Bordeaux, a team in the French Ligue 1. This is where he really started to make a name for himself as a top-notch player. But even then, the world's best scouts didn't seem to spot his potential. The question arises, why did the best scouts fail to see Zidane's talent? Well, there could be a bunch of reasons for this. One could be that Zidane's playing style wasn't exactly the showy type. He was more of a strategist on the field, known for his game vision, his passing skills, and his control over the ball rather than for making those jaw-dropping goals. His style of play focused more on the clever and skillful aspects of football, which aren't always the first things you notice. You know, another factor could be that Zidane took a little more time to develop his football abilities and grow up. Unlike some players who became famous during their teenage years, Zidane didn't reach his best form until he was in his mid-20s. That could have made it trickier for scouts to see the superstar he was going to become. Scouting in football isn't exactly a perfect science. It's got a lot to do with being at the right place at the right time. A scout has to catch a player in just the right game, under just the right conditions. So, it's totally possible that when scouts were watching Zidane, they didn't get to see him at his peak. Kind of makes you think, doesn't it? So how did he come to the spotlight of the scouts in the world? Despite all of these hurdles, Zidane's brilliance couldn't be hidden for long. His amazing performances at Bordeaux finally caught the eye of the big Italian club Juventus. So in '96, he packed his bags and headed to Italy. And that's where his career really changed. He bagged several trophies with Juventus, including 2 Serie A titles. Quite the journey. So, have you ever wondered how Zidane's career was in Bordeaux? However, it was not all smooth sailing for Zidane at Bordeaux. There were moments when he had a tough time maintaining his form and faced quite a bit of criticism for his performances. Zidane, at just 22, is at an important turning point in his career. His game was a bit hit or miss, and there were even whispers about him possibly being transferred to a second-tier French club. Quite a challenging time. Despite the challenges, Zidane did not give up. He put in the hard work, worked on his game, and stepped up his performances. His hard work and determination were successful. In August '94, Aimé Jacquet, who had just taken over the reins of the French national team, gave Zidane his big break. Zidane really started off strong in his first game for the French national team. He made such a strong impression right off the start. Jacquet saw something unique in Zidane, a kind of inner vision and drive that really set him apart from the rest. His amazing skills on the field for both the French national team and Bordeaux didn't go unnoticed. In fact, Juventus, one of Italy's top-tier clubs, was so impressed that they signed him in 1996 when he was just 24 years old. His time at Juventus really cemented his status as one of the world's best football players. So, which incident made him a hero for France and the world? The date was August 17, 1994. The French national team was playing a friendly match against the Czech Republic. The first half of the match was not going well for France. They're trailing 2-0 at halftime. The atmosphere is tense. But then coach Aimé Jacquet makes a bold move. He decides to bring on a fresh face, a 22-year-old kid from Bordeaux named Zinedine Zidane. And the rest, as they say, is history. So back then, Zidane was still a bit of an under-the-radar talent on the international scene. Sure, he'd been turning heads in the French Ligue 1 with Bordeaux, but this was his great opportunity to show his skills to the world. They handed him the number 14 jersey and gave him a crucial role, the main playmaker. It was his time to shine. So the second half kicks off and Zidane steps onto the field, but the first 15 minutes are tough. He's trying to find his footing, but it's not quite clicking. The Czech Republic team is giving the French squad a hard time, and it feels like the game is just slipping through their fingers. But then, in the 85th minute, the game takes a dramatic turn. Zidane gets a pass from Laurent Blanc, and just like that, he works his magic. He outmaneuvers one defender without even making contact with the ball. Then, he quickly lowers his shoulder and twists his hip to move past another player. He smoothly switches the ball from his right foot to his left, leaving yet another defender in the dust. Then, from 30 yards out, he sends the ball sailing into the bottom corner of the goal. But get this, Zidane doesn't go for any flashy celebrations. Nope, he just asks for the ball to be placed back in the center circle so they can get on with the game. And would you believe it, just 2 minutes later, he scored again. This time, he scores a header right into the top corner of the goal from a corner kick. Zidane, in just half an hour on the field, completely changes the script of the match. His pair of goals pulled France back from the brink to a 2-2 draw, and his performance was nothing short of inspiration. He proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that he could hold his own at the top level of the game. With his skill and cool-headedness, he proved that he can change the direction of a game. Quite the debut. So, in 2001, Zidane made a big move. He joined Real Madrid for what was then a record-breaking fee. He helped the team win a bunch of trophies and really sealed his reputation as one of the all-time greats in football. And let's not forget his international career. He was the key player in France's victories in the 1998 World Cup and the 2000 European Championship. That match was a real game-changer for Zidane's career. His outstanding performance didn't just win the game, it won the attention of the entire football world. Suddenly, he was the shining new star for France. And boy did his star keeps rising. He went on to have an incredible career, even helping France secure the World Cup in 1998. Today, he's hailed as one of the greatest players in football history. Zidane's path to success really shows his talent, determination, and strong will. His first game with the French national team is a perfect example of how just half an hour on the field can completely transform a player's career. What will be Zidane's next big move in his current career? You know, Zidane isn't just a legendary player, he's also a top-notch manager. After hanging up his boots, he switched gears to coaching and had 2 amazing runs with Real Madrid, one of Spain's elite clubs. Under his leadership, the team got 3 Champions League titles, but he decided to part ways with Real Madrid after the 2020-21 season. Besides that, he's become the newest team ambassador for the Alpine F1 team, marking his first venture outside of football. Could Zidane's potential break influence his success as France's manager? As for his future in football, there are rumors that Zidane is eyeing the managerial role for the French national team. Apparently, he's not in a rush and is even ready to take a year off if he needs to. So, even though Zidane isn't currently managing any team, as we wrap up our exploration of Zizou's unnoticed talent, one big question remains. Who else is hiding in the background like Zizou, ready to amaze the world? Will he continue as a manager? Comment your thoughts on this and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.